Welcome to Timekeeping. This show will attempt to chronicle year-by-year changes to the Walt Disney World Resort, from exciting new ride openings to the minutia of a store changing names. Join us as we count down to the 50th anniversary of the vacation kingdom of the world. Walt Disney World began its first new decade not just preparing for EPCOT Center, but preparing for an entirely new vacation dynamic. The world needed to change to accommodate the concept of a multi-park resort. The Magic Kingdom would need to adapt to keep itself relevant. It would also need to make space for guests who are coming to experience the new park. And of course, the way guests experienced all of the Disney parks since 1955 was set to change forever. The most obvious change in the Magic Kingdom was the opening of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad on September 23, 1980. The grand opening ceremony would be held on November 15th. The ride's backstory is the stuff of legend now. Sometime in the late 1800s, gold was discovered on Big Thunder Mountain in the American Southwest. Overnight, a small mining town of Tumbleweed became a thriving one. Mining was prosperous, and an extensive line of mine trains was set up to transport the ore. Unknown to settlers, the mountain was a sacred spot to the local Native Americans and was cursed. In fact, Disney might not like to talk about this today, but the very top of the tallest peak in Florida is shaped like a stereotypical representation of a Native American, complete with headdress. Before long, the settlers' desecration of the mountain caused a great tragedy, a flash flood, which befell the mines and the town was abandoned. Sometime later, the locomotives were found to be racing around the mountain on their own, without engineers or a crew. The Big Thunder Mountain Railroad was founded in the old mining camp to allow wanderers to take a ride on the possessed trains. The Florida version of Big Thunder was allocated more space in the park, and so the Monument Valley-inspired ride structure assumes 2.5 acres, 25% larger than the Disneyland version. The Caribbean Arcade closed and was replaced with Lafitte's Portrait Deck, a pirate-themed paid photo area. And the Plaza del Sol Caribe section of the gift shop was split off. The Magic Carpet Round the World Circle Vision attraction returned to Tomorrowland at the end of 1979. On January 2nd, the Pinocchio Parade, celebrating the 40th anniversary of the film, premiered and ran through June 13th. The Mickey Mouse Revue closed permanently on September 14, 1980. The opening day audio animatronic attraction was to be shipped off to Tokyo Disneyland for their opening in 1983. The Oriental Land Company felt the show would be a hit with guests, and Disney decided it would help the overburdened Wed Imagineers at the time to just move the show rather than build a second one. Funny enough, some residents of the theater would return home to Walt Disney World decades later. While multi-day tickets previously existed, and unlimited ride passports had been tested with Magic Kingdom Club members in 1979, 1980 saw the first unlimited passport tickets made available to the general public. These 2-day and 3-day tickets cost $18.75 and $29.25 respectively. The 3-day Magic Kingdom passport also included a day's admission to Discovery Island and River Country. The ticket books coexisted at this time, and 2- and 3-day options were there. They each contained 16 ride tickets. 1980 was also the first year the guidebooks addressed wheelchair accessibility on the attraction pages. Previous maps listed some services, but not attraction accessibility. Possibly the biggest change to the resorts came at Fort Wilderness with the closure of the Fort Wilderness Railroad in February. Maintenance, noise, and safety issues have all been cited as reasons for the closure. Over at the Polynesian Village, the lay hut was added sometime in April. The marina was also upgraded with a floating dock extension in May. The Walt Disney World Conference Center opened in September, and plans were laid for an additional 184 villas and 112 tree houses to support it. Construction began on the 825-room Royal Palace Hotel on Preview Boulevard, what is now Hotel Plaza Boulevard. Designs were being produced for 3 additional Disney-owned themed hotels, which would support the Epcot expansion. Management changes would also take place in the summer of 1980. Card Walker would move to the position of chairman and CEO, while Ron Miller, Walt's son-in-law, would move from being executive producer of the studio to COO and president. The company was also split into 3 divisions, with the parks operating under Walt Disney Outdoor Recreation, led by Dick Nunis as president. Most of the planning and layout had been finished by the time EPCOT construction formally began in 1979, but plans were still in flux. Century 3 was now being called Future Probe and was finally in the proper place and had the proper building design in the concept art. This went for almost all other Future World and even World Showcase pavilions. The Seas was still set to premiere with the park, and what appears to be China and the Temple of Heaven is also in the art, though along with Africa, Denmark, and Israel, this was more in the design phase. Ride and show elements were well underway. Concept art showed early designs for the Crystal Pylon Fountain and the Spaceship Earth ride vehicles. Meanwhile, off-site, WED Enterprises was busy building sets for the Transportation Pavilion, animatronic dinosaurs for the Universe of Energy, and testing prototype farming concepts for the land greenhouses. General Electric, Bell Systems, Coca-Cola, American Express, Kodak, and Sperry Univac officially signed on as sponsors. On site, the monorail lines and power facilities were being built. Vertical construction was underway on Spaceship Earth, energy, transportation, and the land. Moving forward doesn't mean letting what you have fall apart. Disney knew EPCOT's opening wouldn't draw attention away from its existing resort, so it continued to improve on the Magic Kingdom and other offerings. Big Thunder affirmed their commitment to the park, and phasing in the new ticket structure gave them time to adapt to a new business model. A new decade lay before the Walt Disney World Resort, filled with both successes and challenges. But before it could grasp that new decade, it had to celebrate its own first 10 years with a tencennial celebration in 1981. Well, time flies. Enjoying your jump from time to time with us? Well, please hit the like button and subscribe to support this show and others. You can also join the WDWNT Inner Globe Society for exclusive content at patreon.com/WDWNT. If you're looking for the perfect gear to celebrate 50 years of Walt Disney World, you can shop for apparel, accessories, and more at carouselofproducts.com. We'll see you real soon here on Timekeeping.